You guys, I am so excited to film right now that I'm holding an actual pillow so I can get some good lighting, because otherwise it's this. You guys, okay, finally the lighting is cooperating and I'm finally here to say hi to everybody, and it has been way too long. It's been way too long. Like, literally the last video I filmed was back when it was back in October when the Giants clinched to make it to the World Series, which they eventually went to a Game 7 and they actually won. And so I went up to the parade and all of that, and it was craziness. It was so much fun though. But I just thought I would come back and give you guys like a whole rundown of everything that I've been up to and just kind of break it down month by month and let you guys, just like let you guys in again, and like so we can have that connection again, because I've missed everybody. I pulled a bunch of notes. Like, I've just been writing like a bunch of different like key highlight points to mention so I don't forget anything. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I guess I'll go ahead and start now. We'll go all the way back to October of 2014, and so that was when the Giants won the World Series. We went up to the parade, and it wasn't as crazy as back in 2012, the last time they won, but it was pretty crazy because it was pouring rain that whole morning, and I thought for sure we were gonna get sick. Like, all of us were going to go home and have like pneumonia or some crazy disease because it was raining so hard and it was so cold. It was really cold and raining off and on all day, but luckily actually once the parade started it wasn't raining, which was cool. But we got there super early at like 7 in the morning just to like hold our spot, and the whole time it was pouring rain until the parade started, which was at like 11 or something, I don't know, but it was raining and it was cold, and I thought for sure we were all gonna get sick, but luckily we didn't. Somehow, by some miracle, we didn't get sick, but that was a fun time. And so that's what went down in October. And then so the week after that, it was my boyfriend's birthday, and so he actually came down to visit us for his birthday, and so I made him like dinner and a brownie cake and everything, and my parents sang, and my sister, we all sang happy birthday to him, and it was just really nice having him here. And at that point I was working at Bath and Body Works, and so I was just crazy busy and I couldn't go back up there even though I really wanted to, like for Thanksgiving and all of that, and especially like with Black Friday, like there was no way I was gonna get that off. And of course it's the holiday season, like you can't go in there expecting to get time off. So it worked out that he was still able to come down and visit me. So after his birthday, I don't think I saw him again until, I want to say until our anniversary, which was December 17th. So it was like a little over a month later, which is crazy to think that that's actually what happened, but it might have been what happened. Wow, that sucks. But anyways, it was our first year anniversary, and so of course the week that he comes down is the week that I'm the busiest and I have to work the most days and the most hours. But it really helped that he was here. Like after I got off work, it was just nice coming home to him, and we got to hang out, and we ended up getting a room down by the beach, and so we were like literally like a 2-minute walk to the shoreline, and so it was really cool to see the waves and everything. And so that's how we spent our first year anniversary, which was really nice. It was a big deal for us. We made it a full year at like long distance. That's like, it's been tough being so far apart, but every time, like, you know how like at a certain point in the relationship, it just like the excitement kind of fades away. I feel like because we're so far and we only see each other like so often, that it's so exciting every time we do see each other, and the more we're apart, the more we miss each other instead of vice versa. Like I feel like, well, not that it would be vice versa, but like people always want to like just get away from whoever they're with, and I feel like we're the opposite. So I'm really glad that that hasn't faded away. It's been really fun, and really it's been a good time with him. So that was our anniversary, and so then Christmas came around, and so we were just busy like Christmas shopping and spending time with family. But luckily I got to go up there for New Year's, and so we spent New Year's Eve together, and that was really fun. We went to like the local pizza place they have up there, which is so good. It is so good. And so that's where we had dinner, and then we came back and just had a really low-key New Year's with his parents, and we like just watched like Rockin' New Year's Eve on TV and counted down and had our sparkling cider, and that was just really nice. And then afterwards, like after midnight, all of his neighbors were shooting off fireworks, which like they shouldn't have been doing, but it was really cool that they were. So we went out on his deck and we like were just watching fireworks and just like hugging, and it was just a really nice night. It was good. It was a good time. So let's see. So then fast forward to January. So I come back home, and then I'm like, why are my teeth hurting right now? I was like having toothache, and that like I've never had that before that I can remember. Obviously, like when you're a baby you're teething, but I was actually like legit teething again because I could kind of feel like a tooth coming in, like a wisdom tooth. So I went to the dentist, and he took an x-ray, and he was like, well, normally we would be able to pull this for you, but because your teeth are up so high to where your sinus cavity is, we recommend that you go see a surgeon. So I'm like, of course it would come down to that. Like I had a feeling that it was going to be that way. And of course that's what happened. So then I go over to the surgeon, and we have an appointment there, and they take their own x-ray, and like they actually got my whole mouth. And so as if my top teeth weren't bad enough, my bottom teeth weren't bothering me, but they, I guess, wouldn't have ever broken the gum because they were coming in totally sideways, like towards the rest of my teeth. So it was good that we actually got there and like caught it when we did, before it was like gonna start eating away at the roots of my back molars. So I ended up having a surgery for that. That was March 1st, and so they ended up putting me down and everything, and had to like go in and like break up my teeth, and like it was just like horrific, and it was terrible. Like the pain was so bad. And I was so, I just remember being so medicated and so hungry, but like I couldn't eat anything. Like I was living off smoothies for like a day or two, and then I was just kind of like over it. Like I wanted food, but I couldn't actually chew on anything. So that really sucked. Like I was, I resorted to like chicken broth and like King's Hawaiian rolls. And so now ever since then I haven't been able to eat that again, just because it just reminds me of bad times. But so before my surgery though, I was able to spend Valentine's Day up in San Jose with my boyfriend. And so at that point he had just started a new job, and that's where like he's been spending all of his time basically. And so we were up there in San Jose, and let's see, for Valentine's Day, we spent it a couple days. We spent Valentine's Day together, but we actually like went out and celebrated it a couple days before, just so like it wouldn't be so chaotic when we went out, and we wanted to like have a nice meal and not have it be like this rush thing out of the kitchen. So we went up to the city to our favorite restaurant. It's called Izzy's Steakhouse. If you guys haven't been there, you need to go. Go there and order the skirt steak. It is like life-changing, and it's the best thing on their menu. Like I love, 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 love prime rib, but their skirt steak tops it. It's like to die for. It is so good, and just talking about it makes me want to go back and eat more. But anyways, that's where we spent our Valentine's Day, and that was really nice because we had been there together one time before with my sister, and so this time it was just us, and it was like we got dressed up and we got to go out to the city, and it was only like an hour away from San Jose where we were staying. So that was really cool that we just got to like go up there for dinner, and then after dinner we went across the Golden Gate Bridge to the Sausalito side, and that was his first time ever crossing the bridge, so it was really cool to be there with him for that. And we got to see the whole like the city skyline at night. Wow. So we got to see that, and that was just really cool. And then after that we just went back to our room, and we actually had a really cool room. We stayed at the Marriott Residence Inn, and it was like an actual like a studio like room. It was cool. Like you walked in and there was like a nice little kitchen. There was like a refrigerator and a sink and a stove, and it was like a whole little kitchen area with an island and bar stools and everything. And there was like a couch with like a nice swivel TV that like you could face the living room area, or you could swivel it to like the bed. And then there was like, of course, a bathroom and stuff, but it was really nice. So that was our Valentine's Day. And then so shortly after that is when I came back home to do my surgery. And let's see. And then so after my surgery, like he had been working so much that he works Monday through Friday and only gets weekends off. So afterwards he actually came down to visit me, and I was a little nervous about that because I was just so medicated and so much in pain. And actually the day that he was coming, I was kind of having second thoughts because I was just still not feeling good at all, and I was totally medicated. And it, like, when he got here, it made me feel a lot better. Like, I don't know, I think I was just excited to see him, and also it just like, it was just nice because I remember like waking up from my surgery, I was just so sad, and I had nothing to be sad about, but I don't know, I was just really sad. Like I was actually like crying, like just slowly, like tears were like rolling down my face, and I was just like sad. So I think maybe it was just me missing him or something, because when he got here I felt so much better. And instead of getting me flowers or anything, he's like, I want to take you somewhere and surprise you. So I'm like, what do you mean? And so the Saturday that he was here, that we spent together, he actually took me to go get a manicure and a pedicure, which was really nice. It was just nice to be able to relax and not like just be laying there thinking about how much I'm hurting. And he actually joined me. Of course, he didn't get his nails polished, but I did, and it was really fun. It was cool to do that together because he had never done that before, and so another first for him and us together, so that was nice. But then later on that month, it was my sister's birthday, and so we had a nice little like barbecue again up at my grandma's house. And then the next day, I think her birthday this time was the day before the race or the day after. I actually don't remember, but I think it was the day before. Anyways, we got to go back to the Tweet Suite, and so I invited my boyfriend, Marissa, my dad, and my cousin, Jacob. He's also on YouTube. I'll have to link both of them down below. They haven't posted in a little while, but neither have I, but they're really funny, and you guys have to see them. They're related to me, and I know. They're crazy. So anyway, so we got to go do the whole Tweet Suite thing again, and that was really fun. And that was the end of March. So now moving on to April, I went back up to visit my boyfriend, and then the Saturday before I came back, so I was up there for like 2 weeks I think at that point, and so the Saturday before I came back, he wanted to surprise me because we had always talked about like, oh, let's just run off to the city, but like we've never actually had the chance to until then. So we went out to the city, and we wanted to go to the California Academy of Sciences, but we ended up sleeping in a little bit too late, so we didn't get there in time. But it was still a really fun day. We had lunch out on Pier 39, and it was towards the end of the pier, and it kind of like jutted out, so it wasn't flush with all the buildings. So we had a nice like city view, and we could see like Coit Tower and the Transamerica building, and then like you pan over a little bit and you could see the Golden Gate Bridge, and it was like a super beautiful clear day, so it was so pretty. And then if you looked a little bit over to the side, you could see Alcatraz, and you could hear like the seals and stuff. Luckily we weren't that close where like you could smell them, but you could hear them too. So that was really nice, and that was a really nice dinner, or it was actually lunch. It was a nice lunch. And then so after that we just kind of like walked around the pier and looked at the shops, and then we drove over to AT&T Park where the Dugout store was, and so we went in there and kind of looked around and got a couple things. And I think, oh, that's right. And then after that, on the way home, we stopped at Treasure Island because we had both never been there. And so we got to catch the sunset there, and it was like totally gorgeous. It was so pretty with the skyline right there, and the bridge, the Bay Bridge was, like seeing it from that angle was like amazing. I'd only seen like pictures of that like on Tumblr and stuff, but it was so crazy to see it like that close in real life. And so I definitely want to go back and take more pictures. But we got to do that, and that was really fun. And then so I came back home the next day, which was kind of sad. Well, it was super sad. I was like crying. But so then that brings us to May. And so I mentioned on my channel like over a year ago that I was at my cousin's birthday party when she got engaged. And so that was like the sweetest thing ever, and everybody was crying. But she actually got married earlier this month, actually. So me and my sister went down to Mexico to go see her wedding, to go see her wedding, to go to her wedding and like be there for everything. And it was really nice. They had like a giant like mansion, basically like a beach mansion, but also on the same property there were like these hotel like room type of things, like cabanas kind of. I don't know if that's what you would call it, but basically they're like hotel rooms. And so everybody who was like in the family got to stay there, and it was really nice. We showed up on Friday afternoon, and so like there was like, had a straight up ocean view, and also Marissa, leave. Leave. That's my sister barging in. Anyways, so the house was gorgeous. There was an infinity pool. The beach was right there. And the next day was the wedding, and there was a whole like church part, and it was very traditional, and it was really pretty. And then later that night it was the actual reception, and so that's like when the party started. And literally once the DJ started, he did not stop until 3 in the morning, which was insane. Like he outdid me. And we were dancing the whole night, and actually I ended up catching the bouquet at her wedding. And it's so weird because before it happened, I had a feeling that like something strange was about to go down, and like sure enough, she threw it and it like literally came right at me. And so I caught it, and that was really fun. Let's see. So that was the wedding. And then so after that, I didn't see like from April, like from the San Francisco day to like just like 2 weeks ago, I didn't see my boyfriend for like literally a month. And so we were both like, no, this isn't fair. But he was working overtime literally all of those weekends. And so finally, he was able to get a weekend off. Like he finally, like a weekend that he was supposed to have gotten off, he got off finally for once. So I went up there, and then we drove back down Friday evening to Bakersfield. And that was really cool because that was the first place that we had ever met. And so it was just nice being back in Bakersfield with him, and we got to go back to the restaurant that we first like had our first date at, basically, because our first date was movie and dinner, and it was actually just crazy how it all happened. But we got to go back to Tahoe Joe's. If you're in Bakersfield, hello everybody there, you get like the best steak ever. They have my favorite prime rib of all time is at Tahoe Joe's. So if you are in the area of any of them, you should go because they're so good. And if you sign up for like their little email club, you get a free appetizer, which is super cool. And their like jackpot nachos are like, yes, get them. They're so good. Their onion strings are good. Like you cannot go wrong with anything you order there. They're really good. So we got to go there, and it was really nice. We went to the mall earlier that day, and he like wanted to take me shopping, so we went to Sephora because where else would I go? And so I got a new highlight, which I'm wearing right now, that you kind of might be able to see. Oh yeah, right there. You can see the highlight, and it's the Laura Mercier, the highlight in the 01. It's super gorgeous, and it's like natural, and oh, I love it. But so that was 2 weeks ago. And then so that brings us to last week, which was Memorial Day weekend. And he came down here because he finally got a 3-day weekend. So that was really cool because he came down, and like he hadn't been here in a long time, like basically since my surgery. So he was only here for like a day and then had to leave. But we got to do like a bonfire, and we roasted hot dogs and hot links, and we made s'mores, and it was just so good. And then earlier that day we watched the Indy 500 and the Coke 600, so we got our whole like racing fix. And that was, we even had like some drinks that night, so that was a fun time. So then that brings us to basically current time, right? Yeah, current time, because Sunday was just a couple days ago. So I would have gone back up with him, but it's my parents, like both of my parents' birthdays are within like 5 days of each other, or 4 days or something. So my mom's is May 29th and my dad's is June 2nd. So I'm going to be down here and celebrate the birthdays with them. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then eventually, like next week, I'm gonna go back up there. Oh, guess what? Tomorrow I have jury duty. How fun. But I just thought I'd get that over with before I have to like postpone it and then it end up being like on a day that I'm actually doing something. So I'm just gonna get that done and over with so I don't have to like rush back home after I go up there to like come and do jury duty. Like, who wants to do that? So I'll just do that tomorrow. And so that's basically a whole rundown of everything that I've been doing, and I'm so sorry that it's taken me like so long to explain, but I wanted to give you guys like the full details of what's been going down. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about like what I've been up to like personally, as far as like makeup and stuff. I feel like I've gotten a lot more, I feel like I'm a lot more in tune with what's coming out and what's like just the differences of a lot of different products and stuff. And honestly, like the whole time I was growing up, I wasn't really like a girly girl. I was like always playing softball, always in a different uniform, always at practice, always at games. So like makeup and like beauty or anything, that wasn't really my thing at all. Like I knew that I liked it, but I never had time to do any of it. So really like the last like year or so is when I've really gotten into makeup more, and it's like something that I like love. So I feel like I just want to share some stuff, or share my excitement basically, because I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm just so excited about a lot of the stuff that's been coming out, and eventually I'll get around to doing a haul and I'll get to talk to you guys more about different products. And one of my like most popular videos, surprisingly, well not really surprisingly because I thought it was a cool idea, but it was a beauty battle, and so I want to do a lot more of those. So if you guys have any like suggestions that you want to see, like go head to head, let me know please, because I need ideas. I want to film what you guys want to see. So I'm pretty sure that's everything that I wanted to say to you guys. I've missed everybody so much. Hopefully you guys will give me a second chance to come back to you, but I really want to get back into the routine of doing this. My next video is going to be a what's in my makeup bag video, just all of my makeup essentials that I've been traveling with back and forth up and down California. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.